Hi, my name is Jared Rowland,
And my name is Brianna Walker.
and we are with the Way Resource Center.
And today we will be discussing smoking and vaping and COVID-19 linked together, both of them linked together.
And this is the 3D anti-smoking campaign.
These are some of the sources that we use to get our information from: Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Stanford University, and Tobacco Prevention Toolkit.
And here are topics of discussion: COVID-19 and tobacco use, tobacco background, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, nicotine addiction, SIDS in a pod, vapor or aerosol, and how can you help?
Here's a short film on COVID-19 and tobacco use.
If you're smoking or you're vaping, you're at greater risk for your lungs not being able to function as well, your immune system not able to function as well, so that when you do encounter that COVID virus, one might settle into your lungs and you develop a respiratory infection. There's also growing evidence that you might get really sick from having that infection and not be able to fight the infection as well as someone who doesn't use any tobacco products. We're learning about who is getting sicker in terms of needing intubation, needing a machine to help you breathe, or going to the intensive care unit, or even worse, even dying. It depends on how your body's immune system reacts when it sees this new novel COVID virus.
This is important for young people.
For those young people, I would say now is the time where you want to protect your lung health. We're finding growing evidence that COVID-19 doesn't care how old you are. It's not just an older person disease or someone who's had years of using a tobacco product. We're finding that once you get sick with this virus, you need every bit of lung health that you can. And I would strongly encourage even young people, this is not the time to be vaping.
So here's
we know that there are over 480,000 deaths associated with tobacco use products throughout the year. And we also understand that there's over 90% of that is caused lung cancer. And then another 90% of the deaths are related to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. And then to top that off, just think about this. There's a 4 times as much increased chance of a heart failure and a stroke. So tobacco use products is a leading cause for deaths in our society. COPD, think about this, something that is obstructing your lungs from doing their full job. And here we go, 80% of COPD deaths are related to smoking. Trying to take a deep breath and you just can't get it in. Why? Because there's something blocking your airways, something preventing you from taking in a full, deep breath. This is serious stuff. We really need to pay attention to it, okay?
Nicotine has a mind-altering effect on the brain and the body and can be very addictive and hard to stop. Many children and adults are manipulated by the nicotine and believe that their physical and mental health aren't affected, but that isn't true. Here's a short film on nicotine.
This has been a problem they cannot kick.
My experience with Juul come from peer-to-peer.
I just saw it as a way to fit in. Started out as a pod a day, then progressively got to more and more.
It's just a part of my life now that, like, I know it's bad, but I can't stop.
This is a massive dose of nicotine these kids are getting, and it's manifesting itself as if they have drug problems.
Last month, 17-year-old Tristan Zofeld spent 18 days in the hospital fighting for his life after vaping.
A 5th death linked to e-cigarettes.
I woke up just throwing up everywhere, and my heart was just pounding out of my chest, going 100 miles an hour.
Over a week's time, their lungs are failing.
I had a seizure. I remember waking up very overwhelmed because the first thing I see is I have an EMS pricking my finger.
Kids who use them have more asthma. There's evidence linking them with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
It felt like I was genuinely having a heart attack.
She had a fever, she had a rapid heart rate.
They were watching her fight for her life in the ICU.
They go from healthy adolescence to really in a life-threatening situation.
Juul had a different tool than the old cigarette companies had, and that is social media.
Juul hired me. I mean, I do look young, I have tattoos. I don't know, I honestly think that it wouldn't have mattered who promoted it because it looks so cool. It was always gonna speak to that market.
The packaging is geared to adolescents. They're mango flavored or they're fruity flavored, and I think that that's part of the appeal.
And these flavors are drawing them in, and then the nicotine is forcing them to stay.
I want to stop, but the habit of juuling is just so intense.
We're parents who are mad that these things are out there, and we're mad that they're easily accessible.
We can't allow people to get sick, and we can't have our youth be so affected. But people are dying with vaping.
It's not worth it, and it's not worth the risk, and it's not worth, seeing your parents cry as you're in a hospital bed.
I would show them my pictures and say, I tried it once too, and then I tried it another time, and then another time. It's just remembering that you don't need it, like, it's gonna kill you.
So one of the things that we have been able to learn is that there is a great deal of nicotine inside of cigarettes. Not only cigarettes, but in a Juul pod. So you think about this. You smoke one Juul pod, you done smoke 41 cigarettes. You puff on one puff bar, you done puff 50 cigarettes. You take a whole pod in, that may take you 2 or 3 days to vape on. That's 90 cigarettes. Yes, vaping does contain a high level of nicotine. E-juices, they're designed to go after our young people. The products, the labeling, the package, it's all targeting after our youth. There are over 15,000 flavors that try to attract them. We need to be aware of them. We need to be prepared. Now, here's something that we learned. Is it an aerosol or is it a vape? Truth be told, it's definitely not a vape. It's an aerosol. It is something that is combustible, something that is mixed due to the mixture in the chamber. And then when you take it in, here's the bad thing. When you take in an aerosol and you're breathing this down your lungs, it leaves droplets behind. And what's in those droplets is what we ask ourselves. Metal, acid, various chemicals, all of these things are left behind. And we need to be aware of it. As we look at the slide, we see various different chemicals. Some of these are extremely harmful to us. Think about that: nicotine, acetone, arsenic, nickel, then the metals, the lead, the chromium, the cobalt, zinc, titanium, potassium, magnesium. All of these are dangerous to our health. Thank you.
Teens who have tried e-cigarettes are more than 8 times more likely to try traditional cigarettes. Here's a short video on the epidemic.
There's an epidemic spreading.
Scientists say it can change your brain. It can release dangerous chemicals like formaldehyde into your bloodstream. It can expose your lungs to acrolein, which can cause irreversible damage. It's not a parasite, not a virus, not an infection. It's vaping.
The Way Research Center and many other organizations are committed to engaging our community and protecting youth from the harms associated with tobacco use. Don't smoke, don't vape, and don't die. We encourage all parents to save our children from dying. How can you help? Well, this is how you can help. Sign a campaign support card, share this video, and subscribe our page. Thank you.
So at the end of the video, you will find a link that's taking you to our campaign support card page on our website. Everybody that has had the opportunity to view this video, we ask, show your support by going over and signing the campaign support card. If you believe in what we're doing and you want to be a part of it, that's your way of doing it.
If you or someone you know is struggling with a nicotine addiction, contact the California Smokers Helpline. Text "Quit Vaping" to 66819 or call 1-8448-NO-VAPE. Thank you.